Hello Internet. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to transform data, numerical data that is, to a certain range. For example, sometimes we need to transform our data in, let's say, some machine learning algorithms to a range between 0 and 1 or between -1 and 1. Well, today I'm going to show you a formula that does that for you in one step usually, or sometimes you find tutorials where you have to do this in two steps. For example, if you want to transform a digit or a number to a range between -1 and 1, a number from a data set, of course, from a set of numbers, then sometimes you find formulas to transform it into a 0 to 1 range first and then to a -1 to 1 range, but what I have today for you is a formula that does that for you in only one step. So this is what the formula looks like. Y is the output value that the output value that we're going to get. X is our input number. Min D is the minimum number of our data. Max N is the maximum range of our normalization range, the maximum value in our normalization range. Min N is the minimum value in our normalization range. Max D is the maximum value or the highest value in our data. Again, min D is the minimum value of our data, and min N is the minimum value of our range. So remember or notice that these mean this, that max D maximum value of data, min D minimum value of our data, max N maximum or highest value in our new range, normalization range, and the min N is the minimum value in our normalization range, and X is our input value. Now, to make things clearer, we are going to have an example. So let's have a look at this data set here, and we want to convert it, let's say for example, to range -1 and 1. Normalize it to that range. Now the data is -1, 5.5, these values. Now observe that the values we need are the maximum value, max D, maximum value of our data, which is 17.3, this value here, and then the minimum value of our data, -21.5, which is this one here. The maximum value in our normalization rate, which is 1, so we said -1 and 1, the maximum value is 1, the highest value is 1, and the minimum value or the lowest value of our normalization range is -1. And let's say, of course, when we do it, we need to do all the numbers in our data set so things can still be consistent, otherwise we can be inconsistent. So let's say we want to transform them one by one, and let's say for example we are transforming 9.11, so our X is 9.11. Remember the formula was X minus min D times max N minus Mn over max D minus min D plus min N. So these values, we know them here from our data and from our range and from our input point. Remember, as we said before, this needs to be done to all points or all values in our data set. So let's substitute now. So X is 9.11, the minimum value of my data is -21.5, so 9.11 minus -21.5, that's why I'm keeping the brackets here for the minus, and then times the maximum value of my normalization rate, which is 1, minus the minimum value, which is -1, so 1 minus -1, over the maximum value of my data, which is 17.3 minus -21.5, which is the minimum value of my data. All of this plus the minimum value of my normalization rate, which is -1. So if we substitute, put the values, we get this 13.61 times 2 over 38.8 plus -1, and then we get Y. That's what 9.11 should map to if we transform or normalize our data set, this data set here, to a range of -1.1. And obviously the minimum value of the data, this one -21.5, now should map to -1, and the highest value, which is 17.3, should map to 1. I'll leave that for you as an exercise. You can experiment and see what happens. You should get those results. -21.5 should map to -1, 17.3 should map to 1. And in my next video, I'm going to show you a simple PHP script that I developed to compute this value using this formula. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments or questions below. Otherwise, see you next time.